I want to run through some CDs. A couple videos ago, I failed to show some CDs that I had recently gotten, so this is going to include those, but I got some more in the mail in the past 2 days. In the mail today, Jamie Rowe, This Is Home. What is this? Kivel Records? Jamie Rowe is the singer from Guardian Christian band. He did Adrian Gale, which was on the same record label. London Calling, that he did a couple albums with them. He's been around. He was in Tempest before he was in Guardian, which is a Christian band that did a couple albums before he went into Guardian. This is his new album. Back when Jamie was in Guardian, he was known as JR. I'm one of those people that love the first Guardian album. A lot of people give it a lot of flack. I loved it, still love it. It's raw, it's different, basic. I loved it. And then today I tracked him down, looked him up on the phone book, called 411, whatever we did back in the day before there was the internet. Found his phone number, called him. He was a kid. I think he was like 17. I think his father had just passed away, and it's funny because he talked about here on this album, he talks about his father passed away when he was 17. I think I called him somewhere right after that, because I remember that being, he telling me that. But I had made contact with him, used to talk to him all the time on the phone, talked to his brother occasionally. I went down and hung out with them in Pensacola for a while when they were down there, did some filming and some stuff for them. They were on the cover of my first magazine, blah, 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 name dropping. So anyway, been a big fan. Decided to get this. He's been living in the area, in the Tennessee area for many years now, with I think Guardian, Dave Bach and them were there. So this, while it does have some rock aspects, it's got a very country rock feel. So there are some fiddles and stuff on here. It's not all out country. It's not twangy at all. It's kind of like party country rock. I dug it. Of course, I like a little country. I dug it. It was good. Very personal. Got a lot of family stuff on here. It is, I would say, definitely, it is a Christian release, but it's not really preachy. It's life stories. He does talk about the best thing being born again. He talks about Jesus is the way. But for the most part, as you would, it's country rock. Country rock, people talk about Christianity too. You know, it's just the way it is. It's just a good, solid, as he mentions in one of the songs, it's country and rock and pop all thrown into one. I dug it. I check it out. It's got, what's it got, 8 songs? Check it out. I picked my copy up from Rox Records. You could probably get it from almost anywhere. Rox Records also sent me, I got the copy of Michael. This is, The Battle Rages On, a reissue of a 1995 self-released Christian album. My understanding is the second album that never was released. They're looking at bringing that out too. But this is this. It's 12 songs with 3 tracks, 3 more live tracks. So it's got 15 tracks in all. Very well produced, brought up to par. But it is what it is. 1995 self-released Christian label, Christian band. At times when I'm listening, when I listen to this at times, and I'm not knocking these guys, okay, but you got to put it into context of where it was. It's Christian rock. It's 1995, but I really at times felt like I was listening to something out of like 1981 or 82. It's like the lyrics are very evangelical, very straightforward, kind of, some people might say, hey, they're a little cheesy. It is what it is. The production is lacking, you know. It sounds like a demo, but not. It doesn't sound like a demo. It sounds like a self-release album. It's just kind of thin at times. But I listened to the whole thing. I couldn't stop listening to the whole thing. As I'm listening to it, and part of me is kind of judging it. Maybe that's a reviewer side of me. I'm just thinking, wow, this kind of sounds dated. This kind of sounds a little cheesy here. It sounds thin there. Wow, if they'd have gotten rid of those keyboards, it would have been a better thing. Oh, wow, if the guitar was beefed up. You start picking it apart. But as I found myself listening to it and just listening to it, I came away thinking, I love this stuff. This is great stuff. I love the old, raw, old school days. I like old school thrash and old school metal and 80s metal and late 70s stuff. It's just, it was there. So this reminds me of my early Christian rock days. This is the stuff we listened to non-stop in the 80s because it's all there was. That's why I say this makes me, it feels like it should have been in the 80s, even if it was in the 90s. But it's just got that simple, basic, self-produced rock feel. Yeah, there's a lot of great stuff that was put out back then that was better, but I listened to so much of that stuff when it came to self-release demos, because that's how bands had to react. There wasn't no Christian labels who were putting out, they were really putting out Christian hard rock and metal. It was just starting to take off with bands like Striper and Barren Cross and Saint and Messiah Prophet. But it was few and far between for these labels to pick up any kind of metal band. So it's keyboard-driven, guitar-driven rock. They describe it online. They mentioned Whiteheart in there, but I'm a huge Whiteheart fan, and it doesn't remind me of Whiteheart at all. It's a little more edgier than that. But the keyboards, you know, at times, whatever, they feel a little like they could have done without. But that's just, maybe that's my 80s no keyboard rule that we used to do back then. Overall, I liked it. I really enjoyed it. I'm hoping that they do put out a second one, because I'm interested to see what the band progressed to from there. But I enjoyed it. I got it, put it in, and even with the judgments I was making, I enjoyed it. All right, Girder Music. They dropped into my mailbox my pre-order for Ordained Fate. Now this is what's considered one of the first Christian female-fronted thrash bands, and it is. There's 2 females and 2 males. Three females and a male. What was that? I don't know. Anyway, female singing thrash rock, hard rock thrash. And this is a reissue, and they included 7 songs from their demo, which I am not sure if I've ever had their demo. It seems like I remember having their demo back in the day, some of the songs I heard. But anyway, the album itself I think was released originally in '92, and so here's a reissue, remaster. Sounds great. The 7-song demo sounds great. They've got a couple other albums. I've picked up some stuff that was released overseas, compilation of you know, of their material too. So, but it's great to have it, you know, remastered and redone. And I believe, I'm not sure who remastered it. Yes, I am. Rob Caldwell. That's what I thought. I was just saying, the guy who sold me my records. He's the one that does all these things, including Neon Cross, right? Yep. Neon Cross. This is the big one. This is the just an amazing release. Now I sold it. I had a copy of this. It was released a few years ago, 10, 15 years ago, and it had the bonus demo tracks, which this does have. But this is superb. This one is superior. They added one of the missing demo tracks. It's just an instrumental opening track, but so now it's got all 5 of the demo tracks from Frontline Life, the first cassette I ever bought by these guys. Love these guys. They went on to have 2 songs on California Metal, 2 of their best songs. Then they released this album. Amazing album. This is the original cover. I'm sure you've seen it. People have shown it. I do not have this on vinyl. I do want to get this on vinyl. I love the new cover. Anyway, I put this on and gave it a spin and just brought back so many memories. It's been a while since I've listened to this. Still a great album. Still one of my favorite albums. Probably the best release of it. Girder Music. Check it out. Girder has put out some kick butt material. These are the ones that I forgot to show a couple weeks ago. I got the 2 Betrayal CDs. Betrayal is another early Christian thrash band, kind of an old school thrash. They come up from the ashes of a band called Martyr. Had a bunch of demo releases out, or you know, self-released tapes, independent tapes. I loved Martyr back in the day. They went through some changes. The first tape was a different band, and then they got into a couple other tapes that were just, I love their stuff. They then eventually merged into what became Betrayal. Reissued both of these, remastered. This one has 2 tracks from a cassette only release that the record label put out. One's a remix, one's an industrial type mix, and then there is 4-song demo on here. I have a copy of it. There's a Martyr Betrayal demo CD that came out years ago by the band, but everything's been remastered on here. I can't say enough about these. Now the package deal was 2 CDs and this album on vinyl. Well, the vinyl hasn't come out yet, but they sent the 2 CDs. I'm loving the CDs. The vinyl's still on order, and wouldn't you know it, just this morning, them and their value, their limited run, I said value vinyl. Steve, you should try trademark that. limited run vinyl that these three labels are doing, Girder, Rocks, and Boom Retroactive, are doing these limited runs between 100 to 200 vinyl releases of a lot of these classics. That second album is actually in the limited run. I ordered it today. 100, 200 maybe, I think, of this one. Anyway, so this one I've already ordered a while back, and it's coming soon. And then now this one has been actually listed as a limited run vinyl, so I have added that. Got that going. They also sent with that a Betrayal sticker. Stickers have become the new thing. I got me a Girder coaster, and then a Betrayal button. Each one with the logo from the cover, different one there. Buttons are the new thing too. So those are the CDs that I have gotten, and I am done. That is enough. I've rambled as fast as I could to keep this shorter, but great stuff. Check it out. GirderMusic.com, RocksRecords.com, and just so much great stuff. So much great stuff. Check it out. Thanks for watching, and rock on.